Fabulous Florida, the Sunshine State, known for its coastline of sunny beaches, sport fishing, and friendly place for family vacations. It is one of the hottest tourist destinations in the world. The land, sea, and sky of Florida hosts some of the most unique and interesting wildlife. Black bears roam the swamplands and forests, often climbing way up in the trees. Bald eagles, red-shouldered hawks, osprey, and an array of exotic birds flock to the warm coastal areas to nest and decorate the sky. Hungry alligators chomp their prey. Sharks hunt for their next meal. Rays fly through the water. Dolphins leap at the chance to say hello. Join us for a close encounter with the wildlife of Florida on this edition of Unspoiled Planet. Sunny Florida continues to grow as a popular tourist destination. People by the thousands are eager to visit the Sunshine State and its long coastline of sunny beaches, with some of the greatest sport fishing, boating, and scuba diving in the world. Tourism drives Florida's economy. So does agriculture, especially Florida oranges and other citrus products. Every year, more people choose to make Florida their home. The population has increased by 24% in 10 years, much faster than the rest of the U.S. People aren't the only ones that find Florida a great place to live. It is home to some of the most incredible and colorful wildlife in the world. Look at this hungry alligator. They are a common sight in Florida, particularly in the Everglades and the Gulf Coast. Alligators are cold-blooded carnivores. The gator can take down large prey like deer, breaking its bones with its razor-sharp teeth and tremendously strong jaws. This alligator found a fish for today's meal. Alligators eat just about anything, including lizards, fish, snakes, turtles, small mammals, birds, crustaceans, and even small alligators. They hunt for prey underwater and often swallow their meal whole. Averaging 13 feet long and 450 to 600 pounds, the American alligator is the largest reptile in North America. Its long tail accounts for almost half its length. The largest alligator ever recorded in Florida was 17 feet 5 inches long. This predator glides through the water just beneath the surface, with his eyes watching out for his next meal. On land, they appear to lumber around, dragging their tail. But don't get too close. Alligators can run at 30 miles per hour for short distances. Dolphins are always a pleasant sight in Florida. They are playful and entertaining. Dolphins are actually a species of whale. They are mammals, breathing air through their lungs, and can hold their breath for 5 to 8 minutes at a time. They are highly intelligent and can sleep in a semi-alert state by resting one side of their brain at a time. Dolphins usually live up to about 20 years, but have been known to live for about 40. They travel together in groups called pods. The size of a pod varies from 2 to 15. Dolphins are active most of the day and night. They are known for being very social and playful. They love to leap out of the water. Some dolphins have been seen jumping as high as 16 feet. They eat every day and like to feed on fish, squid, and shrimp. Dolphins usually feed near the surface and sometimes follow fishing boats in hopes of picking up a meal. They do not chew their food, but prefer to swallow fish whole, head first, so the spines of the fish won't catch in their throats. Another fish common to Florida waters is the shark. There are several species of sharks found in Florida, including the blue shark. They are the most abundant shark in the world. These fish are one of the most recognizable species. It has a bright blue tail and fins, a long thin body, and a long conical snout. On average, they live for 20 years and grow to 6 feet long. Females are larger. The largest blue shark on record was 12.5 feet long. Unfortunately, a series of well-publicized shark attacks occurred in Florida, leading people to continue to believe that sharks are big, ferocious eating machines that randomly attack people. This is just one of the many myths about sharks. They certainly look vicious and are threatening, but looks can be deceiving. The fact is, sharks only eat when they are hungry and often go for days or even weeks without feeding. When they do eat, they mostly prefer fish, mollusks, and crustaceans. Sharks tend to swallow their food whole or in large chunks. Humans are not on the menu. Of the nearly 400 different species, only 30 have been involved in attacks on humans. Most experts believe that shark attacks on humans are generally cases of mistaken identity. Keep in mind that statistically, shark attacks are rare. In the United States, you have a greater chance of being in a fatal bicycle accident than being killed by a shark, and a greater chance of being struck by lightning than being attacked by a shark. Up next, there's something in the air. Take a look at some of the extraordinary birds of Florida when Unspoiled Planet continues. Florida is known as a haven for interesting and colorful birds such as herons, pelicans, and terns. Great white herons live in a fairly limited range and are concentrated in the Florida Keys and Everglades National Park. It is rarely seen outside of these areas. They are tall, slim birds that grow to lengths of 50 to 54 inches. Herons like to eat fish, frogs, snakes, and small mammals. The great white heron is often confused with the great egret. The great white heron is a variation of the great blue heron. These birds can be either blue or white. Great blue and great white herons are alike except for their color. Here is the blue heron, the largest and most widespread heron in North America. They can be found along the ocean shore or the edge of a small inland pond. White pelicans are one of the world's largest birds. It weighs between 11 and 18 pounds and has a wingspan of up to 9 feet. They are a common sight in Florida during the winter months. In the spring and summer, they can be found as far north as Canada. They gather food out of the water, scooping up fish, salamanders, frogs, and other aquatic life with its long, flat bill. Then, using its bright yellow-orange pouch, strain the good from the bad. The birds are very social and group their nests together in colonies. In the wild, pelicans can live for as long as 14 years. There are 7 species of pelicans. The brown pelican is unique because it is the only dark pelican, and also the only one that plunges from the air into the water to catch its food. It is found along the ocean shores and not on inland lakes. Florida also hosts a large number of bald eagles. Once near extinction, the number of bald eagles in the United States was down to 500 breeding pairs in 1963. Today, there are more than 6,700 breeding pairs. In fact, the recovery of the eagles has been such a success, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service believes they no longer require protection under the Endangered Species Act. Today, the biggest threats to the eagles are loss of habitat and contaminants, toxic chemicals in the environment. Although it is generally thought that bald eagles tend to avoid close contact with people, some eagles make their nests close to houses and other development. In the wild, bald eagles may live as long as 30 years, but the average lifespan is probably about 15 to 20 years. The amazing bald eagle has 7,000 feathers. They are lightweight, hollow, very strong, and extremely flexible. Feathers function to control the eagle's temperature in the heat and the cold by trapping layers of air. By changing the position of its feathers, the eagle can cool off or warm up to maintain its body temperature of 102 degrees. Another bird with a keen eye is the red-shouldered hawk. They are a common sight in Florida and are one of the most beautiful and distinctively marked hawks in North America. These birds are the most numerous and widely distributed breeding hawks in Florida. Red-shouldered hawks are often seen in swampy woods and bogs, favoring woodlands near water. The hawk grows to about 16 to 24 inches tall. Notice its long wings with white bars, its reddish shoulders, and banded tail. The southern Florida variety is the palest, having a gray head and very faint barring on the chest. Males and females look alike, but the female is larger. They live all over the U.S., particularly on the East Coast, depending on the time of year. Farmers tend to view the red-shouldered hawk as a friend because its diet of squirrels, rabbits, mice, moles, and lizards keeps them out of the crops. Look at this hawk going after a snake. The hawk's nest is usually located in the main crotch of a tree, like this one. Here the hawk feeds its chicks. A hawk will typically lay a clutch of 2 to 5 eggs. There are 5 subspecies of red-shouldered hawks. In Florida, their population appears stable. Along most of the southeastern coast of the U.S., osprey are abundant. Here in Florida, they are a common sight. The fishhawk, as the osprey is also known, is a large raptor. It grows to be 2 feet long, with a wingspread of 5 feet and long, sharp talons. The osprey is the only diurnal bird of prey that feeds exclusively on live fish. Watch this osprey hunt. Watch as it repeatedly dive bombs into the water until he captures his meal. Once in the safety of a tree, the osprey can relax and enjoy the catch of the day. Ospreys usually mate for life and build their large nests in conspicuous places like channel markers and duck blinds high above the ground or water to protect their young. Among the exotic collection of birds in Florida is the unusual burrowing owl. The city of Cape Coral, Florida has the largest population of burrowing owls in the world. These little birds, about the size of a soda can, may symbolize the ability of man to respectfully coexist with wildlife. Florida burrowing owls are one of the smallest members of the owl family. These birds also have the most amazing bright yellow eyes you have ever seen. Yellow eyes are predominant, but some owls have chocolate, olive, and straw-colored eyes. The male can dig a burrow in 2 days with his feet. Since the Florida burrowing owl doesn't migrate, they use the same burrow year after year. It is common for the male to dig a second burrow, a satellite burrow, where they can escape predators. Researchers have also observed that the adult owls will use the second burrow as a respite from their persistent young chicks who are constantly demanding their attention. While most owls are nocturnal, the burrowing owl is diurnal, meaning it hunts during the day for food such as moles, mice, and insects. Sometimes these owls form small colonies of burrows about 30 yards apart and only require about 1 acre of living space. They are quite comfortable sharing their turf with humans. Because the owls easily adapt to developed areas, burrows are found close to roadways, near busy commercial areas, and often in residential neighborhoods. Up next on Unspoiled Planet, more underwater surprises from Florida. In Florida, the underwater world is always full of surprises. A pair of sharks hiding beneath a rock. A sea turtle swimming by. Or a stingray buried in the sand. See how this amazing ray appears to fly through the water. Rays are also a member of the shark family. Look closely and you'll see they are very similar, just flat. They breathe the same way, by passing water over its gills. But the ray's gill slits are on the underside. Water can be drawn in through the mouth or through large holes called spiracles some sharks and rays have behind their eyes. There are other similarities as well. Rays have a skeleton made of cartilage, as well as specialized jaws and teeth. Their jaws are strong enough to crush shells. The skin on sharks and rays are covered with dermal denticles. It's like sandpaper, small tooth-like structures covering the skin, armor protecting against predators and abrasion. Like sharks, rays reproduce by either laying eggs or bearing live young. Rays also have electrosensors. Watch how this ray is attracted to a very weak electric current. And watch this one enjoy a few bites. Some rays are quite dangerous. For example, the Atlantic stingray has a venomous barb on its whip-like tail that can inflict a serious wound. A surprising fish is the saw shark. There are several varieties of saw shark. It is an unusual fish that resembles a ray, a shark, and something out of your toolbox. That long saw-like snout does have teeth and is used to attack prey. The fish also has small teeth in its jaw for eating. Like a ray, its pectoral fins are like wings, and its gill slits are located on its underside. Now, let's get out of the water, dry off, and see what kinds of animals we can find in the swamp and forest. They are hard to find because they are so elusive and manage to stay well hidden from humans. But black bears are not uncommon in Florida. In some regions, Florida black bears have been classified as a threatened species and are granted some protection by the government. Although the overall population of Florida black bears has been declining, the population of bears in the Okefenokee Swamp region in northern Florida has been growing. The elusive black bears are large, powerful omnivores that primarily eat acorns, nuts, berries, and other vegetation as well as insects. The average adult male weighs about 160 kilos and has a lifespan of 15 to 25 years. Females are usually smaller, averaging about 70 kilos. They also tend to live longer, up to 30 years. They are a landscape species covering a large home range, entire ecosystems, not just individual habitats. The average home range of an adult female black bear is about 28 square kilometers. A male's can approach 171 square kilometers. The swamp is very important to the bears. One of the major factors concerning scientists is the loss of habitat. A healthy bear population needs at least 400,000 acres to survive. Bears and other animals requiring large home ranges may eventually run out of space as lands are converted to other uses. Florida's human population is growing rapidly. The total population is more than 16 million, prompting an increase in land development for residential and commercial construction. Now, Florida has more than 7.3 million housing units. Of course, development is not the only cause of habitat loss. Each year, wildfires destroy thousands of acres in Florida. Logging operations temporarily reduce habitat areas but are often replanted. Other land conversions, such as surface mining and farming, also reduce land that black bears might use. As you can see, Florida has something to offer to everyone. Nature lovers, beachcombers, sport fishers, vacationing families, and anyone who loves the sunshine and the vibrant surroundings. The land, sea, and sky of the Sunshine State are full of surprises and colorful sights on this unspoiled planet.